What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Balls, Sticks, and Fists. It's your favorite show without an intro, and we are live. I'm your host Keaton, joined by my co-host Sam on this Wednesday, October 23rd. Sam, how you doing today?
Good. I promise I'm gonna do better this week
I
after two
mean,
sloppy weeks.
guys, if you want to make some money, just go opposite of Sam. You'll finish it. You'll finish in the green. I know. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this card right now, and I see some familiar faces on it, so we'll see. Um,
They gotta hit once every once in a while.
yeah, I think that's a good play this weekend though. But we're nearing the end of the season, week 9. Every game means a little more as you come down the stretch. Um, we're a couple weeks off from the first playoff rankings getting released, which I'm interested to see how the committee goes. Um, but yeah, we got Syracuse at Pitt on Thursday, and then on
It'll be
Friday.
interesting to see how they rank teams like Pitt over like a 2 loss SEC team and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know that's really my main thing, but I don't think Pitt's gonna be undefeated by the time that poll comes, so I don't think we're gonna have to
So they
worry about that.
play Syracuse, then
SMU, then Boston College, then
I mean
Clemson,
they'll beat BC's not that good.
then Louisville. I mean,
But
it's
like
a
Iowa State and like BYU, where do you think they'll be ranked? That's what I don't know.
yeah, I know. I mean, BYU's still not getting respect. I think BYU might drop one this weekend. I think it's
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it might be time.
Yeah.
Um, I think UCF finally gets that breakthrough win or that marquee like win that they had Iowa State on the ropes. They played Colorado at home and got smacked.
I feel like they played somebody else real tough too.
Yeah, I'm just forgetting.
I
But
can't remember either.
yeah, I guess let's go through the news cycle. Pitt hires their new AD, Alan Green. He was Tennessee's COO. Um, in the Ole Miss athletic department as well. Buffalo AD and Auburn's AD. I think it was a good hire. Someone who's on the forefront of NIL, someone who's been in big athletic departments and kind of knows what a big time athletic department should run like. So I think it
Yeah,
was a
I
slam
heard a lot of
dunk.
good things.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a slam dunk. It's just to see like it seems like Pitt has all the right coaches, so he doesn't really need to go out on like a head coach search and go find a marquee coach. So
Yeah,
it's just really retaining those coaches at their position.
as long as Pitt retains their OC for a couple years.
Yes, so Oklahoma might be going after him. So
You think Vanderbilt is gone?
I mean, I'm saying Oklahoma is going to go after him as their OC.
Oh. I don't know. I feel like switching teams just to go like a different coordinator is kind of like what's the point really?
Yeah, yeah. But I think Venerables might be gone though. Just off the basis of you usually see a coordinator go first, and then
Yeah,
then who's next? You know, you get rid of the guy that's the problem.
he's also in Oklahoma and they don't like have any patience.
Yeah. Um, I mean, Lincoln Riley, he's not going anywhere, and at SC just because he's got $100 million deal, 10 years.
Yeah, and
10 years.
you need to give those guys like a few years to like change things though.
Yeah, I know, but we're in such a win now thing with the era in the era that we live in. You see other coaches go places of less prestige, and they're able to win right off the rip.
Yeah, but his defense is like better, way better than they were last year.
Yeah, I mean, I saw someone
It's
say
kind of
that
like been
it's
the
really
offense. They haven't
yeah,
been as potent.
yeah. That's what I've kind of seen. I saw someone say that the offense kind of been putting the defense in bad situations to. But all right, I kind of counter that though. Like you're going up against a Michigan team who can't throw the ball, and
Yeah,
they're
I
running a
mean,
2 minute, they're running a 3 minute offense where they can't throw the ball, and you still let them go 75 yards.
but versus Penn State, they had two picks that gave them the ball in like good
Yeah,
position, and they only
yeah,
came away with 6 points.
yeah. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, you gotta give it time, I guess. But like, I don't know how many like
He lost that Maryland game though. It was 4th and 1, and they decided to kick a 48-yard field goal instead of going for it.
yeah, and it got blocked, and then
Like, just go for it and end the game.
yeah. All right, let's get into the preview a little bit. So starting tomorrow, we have Syracuse at Pitt. Pitt sitting at -6 on ESPN Bet, but on FanDuel they're 6.5. That hook, I don't know, because I'm telling you, this game might go to overtime.
Yeah, but I feel like as long as you get it under like 7, you're fine
Yeah,
because
but
they can win by a touchdown.
if they don't kick the extra point in overtime, then it's just a walk-off touchdown.
Why are you thinking this is going to overtime?
Bro, I've seen so many Pitt Thursday night games to know what kind of game this is going. What's the weather in Pittsburgh tomorrow? Is it raining?
Uh,
If it's raining, because it'll further prove my point, this game's going to overtime. So,
no, it's clear sky.
damn, it's gonna be a nice Thursday game too. I might have to catch a flight tomorrow and then leave Friday just to go see Pitt Syracuse.
I feel
Uh,
like they're like kind of avoiding the Pitt games this year though.
who?
Like Pitt, like the Pitt type games they've kind of been avoiding.
Yeah, I mean, I would knock on wood after saying that, but
I mean, I don't care.
yeah, I care though. Uh, yeah, but this is a get back game for Narduzzi, because I don't know if you remember last year against Syracuse, Spencer Schrader was out. Like, it was whenever he played, but
They ran Wildcat the entire time.
yeah, because Schrader hurt his throwing shoulder or whatever, and they didn't have a quarterback that could throw. So they literally
Yeah.
ran Wildcat with their tight end and beat Pitt. Like the Pitt couldn't stop the tight end at quarterback. Like, it was the most insane thing. And Narduzzi mentioned in his press conference, he's like, "Yeah, I went back and watched last year's game, and man, that was brutal." Like, this is a major get back spot for Narduzzi, I think. I think he's
Yeah,
kind of
and
on. I
they're
think he's
also
kind of
coming
on
off a
this.
bye.
Yeah, well, Syracuse is too, but I think Narduzzi's kind of in this like revenge type tour this year.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't. I mean, that I remember watching that game last year actually, and I don't know how they didn't win.
It was kind of brutal, you know.
Yeah, I mean, how many times did they run the ball?
Like every snap besides like maybe two. Which
I want to go look at the box score.
yeah, go look at the box score. But I'm gonna talk about Kyle McCord a little bit. So I went like, actually I didn't mention. I was mentioning in the recording prior to this that, but I went back and I watched Syracuse versus NC State 2 weeks ago, and it seems like Kyle kind of knows where he's going pre-snap.
Yeah,
And it seems like he's, first read type quarterback. I could be wrong. Just from what I watched in the NC State game. Not really off schedule that much. And against NC State, when they blitz, like how Narduzzi's going to blitz the heck out of them, because that's what he does. It seems like his go-to route to counter the blitz was the underneath crosser on basically all the blitz packages I saw that were in the little short film I watched.
yeah, and if he's blitzing the every time, I mean, in their missing their leading receiver.
Yeah. But it's like, I wish, like, against Cal, he didn't really, like, switch up, like, the blitz package. Like, it was kind of like the MO, like, oh, it's third down and, here comes a big blitz. Like, sometimes I wish he would, which he does sometimes, but, like, sometimes on, like, 3rd and 17, you'll have to send the house.
Yeah, that's exactly how Manny was though.
Yeah, but, like, it's like, because they know it's like, drop it back, like show that you're playing man, but really drop into a zone, and then maybe you force a mistake. Like 3rd and 17,
Yeah.
like they got their hot receiver and off the blitz, and they're kind of just feeding him, and then you shouldn't be giving up a 3rd and 17 You probably shouldn't
Yeah,
be
all they have
saying.
to do is run a little screen and it could pop.
Hmm.
I checked last year; they ran it 64 times,
Yeah, how many passes?
5, I think.
That's impressive. Um,
And they won 28-13.
that team last year was something else, man. Like, go back and watch a Pitt game last year and try not pull your eyeballs out or like die of laughter of what's happening on the field on the offensive side of the ball. I'll be interested if Syracuse tries to push the ball down the field with how Pitt's defensive scheme is.
I feel like they should just because of how like Pitt's games have gone when they faced like a pretty decent offense.
Yeah, I think Pitt though on the offensive side of the ball, I think it's going to be a get back week on the offense, just because the offense really didn't play that well against Cal, and then just watching Syracuse's defense, I think there's going to be some spots for some explosives.
Yeah, I mean they Stanford pretty much did whatever they wanted.
Yeah, and it's like Stanford beat the Syracuse team, and like Stanford's not that good of a football team,
No, they're pretty bad.
and like Syracuse couldn't get anything going against them.
Yeah,
So
and
like
McCord was throwing picks all over the place.
is like Syracuse like not that like did Syracuse luck their way into 5 wins just like how they're claiming Pitt lucked their way into 6? I mean, they could have because I think UNLV should have stopped them on 4th and 1 if I recall. So
Yeah,
so maybe the Syracuse squad isn't as good as people think.
yeah, McCord threw 2 picks in that Stanford game, and both of them were pretty bad if I remember.
Yeah, so I mean Narduzzi was really complimentary of McCord, which I expect. I mean they recruited him early in high school, but kind of obviously fell off because. Uh, but I think like when McCord entered the portal, it wouldn't have surprised me if Narduzzi was a little bit of interest in him
Yeah,
out of the portal last year.
he also like you can't. I feel like it's better just to build the opposing team up, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, man, I don't know what happened at Ohio State, but I wish he was back there right now instead of preparing for him now. uh, so, Narduzzi's going to try and get him off his spot and really rattle him into bad decisions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they have to since Pitt's secondary is kind of yeah.
I
You don't
mean,
want to sit back.
it's definitely a down year in the secondary. For
Yeah,
the
for what their defense has been, it's kind of a down year.
yeah, which is crazy because they run. It's weird how they just like every like 2 or 3 years they just like produce like NFL corners.
Yeah,
Let's go into Friday night's game. Boise State -3.5 at UNLV.
yeah. I mean,
I mean,
I
this
don't.
is.
I honestly have no idea what's gonna happen in this game.
I mean, if and there's probably gonna be some wild stuff that happens. I mean, 10:30. When time's the kick? 10:30.
Let me check.
I think
Is it
it's
10:30?
I think it's 10:30.
I thought
Yeah,
it was.
10:30
Wow.
on Friday night. I mean, if you want to watch some wild things happen, I mean, I hope I can stay. I mean, I'm gonna be up for this game. I don't know what I'm
You
saying. I
can drink
hope.
one of your 6-ounce Red Bulls or 8-ounce Red Bulls.
Yeah, I definitely have a Red Bull in the fridge that I'll be indulging in. But I guess the main battle is Genty versus the run defense of UNLV. Because in my opinion, watching Boise State, they don't really have much outside of Genty. And I could be wrong. I haven't watched a lot of Boise State football. I mean, the only Boise State football I've really watched is them against Washington State and them
Yeah.
against Oregon.
I mean,
Um,
if you stop them, you're gonna win, but nobody's been able to stop them.
I know it's like, dude, just stop them. Like, come on, just stop. It's like not that easy.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. I mean, I would love to see a Boise State player win the Heisman, but I kind of hope he has a down game against UNLV here.
Yeah, or it could be like a Heisman moment.
I mean, I just think UNLV has more weapons.
Yeah, I mean they have a better all-around team, but
They have the
they
run
have
game. They have Ricky White at receive. Like, dude, this Ricky White character. I mean, he's great. He'll put 170 yards on your head, and then he'll go out and block a punt. He has three
I
block.
haven't been able to watch a full game since the Sluka was quarterback.
Oh, dude, it's great. I mean, dude, Ricky White goes for 170. He's on teams blocking punts. Like it's good stuff that they have down there.
Yeah, I mean this should be like what's the over under in this game? A lot.
Here, I'll go to our proud sponsor FanDuel for a second. Not actually a sponsor, not Fellas Advertising either. Disclaimer.
Six
So
64.
it's 64.
Yeah, on
60,
ESPN bet it's 64 and a half.
64 and a half on FanDuel. Dude,
I
who's
would
on
take the over, but
bro, someone's on their back porch just blasting like a TV show or something.
I don't hear anything.
Um, yeah, so I mean, I think this is an exciting game. I think it's gonna be a great game. I mean, these teams matched up last year um, in the Mountain West Championship game. Um, Boise State took that. They took that. I don't know why I can't find it. Yeah, they took it 44-20.
Against
Who?
who'd they play? You're
Boise
talking about
State
you.
versus UNLV in the
Okay, okay.
Mountain West Championship last year.
This was
Um,
the conference championship last year.
yeah, and Genty went 21 carries, 153 yards, and one touchdown. Uh,
I mean, I expect him to have like 300 yards rushing.
I don't know, dude. This UNLV team's good. Like, I'm so disappointed that they lost against Syracuse, man. Oh man, they almost, man.
How much in the like how many yards in the run did they give up against Syracuse? I guess Syracuse
They
really don't run the ball.
so they gave up 137 yards rushing.
On how many carries?
So Allen had 19, Willis had 8, McCord had 4.
Probably sacks.
Well, 4 for 22. So it
Oh,
wasn't
uh,
it
uh,
wasn't negative.
yeah.
Uh, their receiver had 1 for -5, and then their punter had 1 for -13. Because Ricky White's out here. Ricky White's out here blocking punts. I think he had 2 against Syracuse.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great game to like lead into Saturday for sure.
It's just like that game's not going to finish till 3 a.m.
Yeah, I'm definitely falling asleep at halftime.
You can't though, unless Genty's like 350 yards at half, and like it's not even a game.
Watch it just be like a low scoring like slugfest.
It's impossible with these two teams. It's impossible. I'm telling you right now. I've watched. It is absolutely impossible,
I don't know who that favors more though.
dude. In a shootout though, you kind of have to favor the team who can move the ball vertically with the throw. No,
Yeah, but Genty's basically like the quarterback and the receiver.
it's like I saw a stat on Genty like in a loaded box. Like he's still averaging like 7 yards a carry whenever they load the box,
Yeah.
anyways. So it
I mean,
doesn't.
I just put 8. Go
I,
man up.
Well, all right. This is what worries me. What worries me is this: whenever the secondary is going to have to come up and make a tackle on Genty, I've seen it too many times. The secondary miss tackles, so or not wrap up. Like he's just going to bounce right off you if you don't wrap. So
Yeah, I haven't watched a shit ton of Boise State, but like, is their like O line like really good then?
well, it's not even like his yards after contact like is like high too. So he's like breaking It's not like he's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
running these like 7 yards scot free. Like he's
Oh,
breaking.
I know that. Yeah, but
He's
like, is their
breaking
O
like
line like
I,
supposed to be good? I guess.
yeah, I
I don't know.
guess. I guess. I mean, I guess we'll find out. I mean, I'm really interested to see this matchup. Ten
Yeah, it
thirty
should be
at
a
night.
fun game.
10:30 at night's brutal though, dude.
Why couldn't they start at like 9?
Vegas, dude. And then to cap off your night, you got Rutgers at USC that kicks off at 11.
Oh, I know. I was thinking about taking USC.
I mean, you want to talk about a brutal game? You can get tickets in the Coliseum for as low as $10.
That's crazy.
You can't even get a foot long at Subway for less than $10 these days, but you could go down to the Coliseum and watch Rutgers at USC for 10. That's crazy. Oh my lord, what are we doing these days, man? All
But
right.
Rutgers really fell off, dude. Like they're getting blown out by 40 every week now.
I know. I mean, that's classic Rutgers, you know.
Yeah.
That's just the ML. Notre Dame minus 13 versus Navy on a neutral site in MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. I mean,
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I haven't watched Navy this year. I went back and I watched their last game against Charlotte, and they do a couple of things, man. They can either spread you out in the gun, or they're ground and pound. So
yeah. I mean, I feel like Notre Dame losing Benjamin Morrison and who else? They lost their left tackle to start the year, but
yeah,
who else on defense? I feel like they lost other guys.
I know for sure. Morris. Um, I haven't really been up to date with Notre Dame football. It seems like since
I
Louisville a
know. I
couple of
just feel
weeks
like
ago.
13, like spread wise, is a little too much for this game because if Navy puts together a couple scoring drives just running the ball, that's going to take like 8 minutes.
Yeah, and I feel like Navy's played Notre Dame tough in the past. No, or am I tripping?
No, I think they have. But and also like I think Navy's like actually a good team. Like they're
Yeah, I
not
mean,
just undefeated for like they didn't luck into being 6-0 or whatever.
no, they're beating the dog breaks off these teams.
Yeah, like they really haven't had a close game.
Yeah, dude, if Marcus Freeman drops this one, if you're a Notre Dame fan, if you haven't lost faith in him, like I think you're kind of losing faith if you lose this game.
Yeah,
No,
if you lose to Navy.
just off the basis of like, what are we doing here, Marcus?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I haven't watched Notre Dame since Louisville though. I haven't
Yeah,
seen how like Riley Leonard's playing or anything.
it's probably the same. He's probably putting up 100 yards passing and like 150 on the ground.
Yeah.
I'll go to the box score of their last game against Georgia Tech.
I guess
Uh,
that's why Elko never brought him to Texas A&M.
so he was 20 of 29 for 203 yards passing, one interception. And then their leader receiver was Love with three
No,
receptions and 57 yards.
so checkdowns and screens.
All right, now let's go to against Stanford, who they beat 49-7.
I think that was all runs too.
16 of 22, 229, three touchdowns. Love had 6 carries for 53 yards, one TD. Collins, leading receiver, 4 receptions, 85 yards. Dude, this Stanford team's not good, and Syracuse lost to them.
Yeah, I know it's making me want to take Pitt, but I'm not
Yeah,
touching the Thursday
yeah,
game.
lay off them. All right, against Louisville, Leonard was 17 of 23, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was also the leading rusher, 13 carries, 52 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, Notre Dame got a lot of turnovers, right? Or like
Yeah.
special teams
Against
play.
Miami of Ohio, 16 of 25, 154, 1 touchdown. But he had 12 carries for like 124 yards. I don't know. Is he like what's the game plan here against Navy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why is Love not getting more tote carries? He should be toting the rock, no?
Maybe because they're blowing everybody out. I don't know.
I don't know, dude. 6 carries is astronomical. He only has 462 yards on the year.
They're saving him for Navy.
77 carries, 7 touchdowns on the year. So,
Yeah, that's not very many.
I mean, let's see Leonard's stats.
He carries the ball a lot.
His rushing stats. So Purdue 11, Miami, Ohio 12, Louisville 13, Stanford 6, Georgia Tech 10. I've never been high on Riley Leonard.
I was at Duke, if you remember last year, but
Yeah, I never understood that because I never saw the vision in him.
yeah,
I
I
th-
don't know. I mean, they won a lot of games at Duke.
yeah, I know,
He
but when you
he was
talk,
like he could throw the ball, Duke. Like he can't like throw the ball now. It's really weird.
It's weird. Quarterbacks go to Notre Dame and they just totally forget how to
Throw a
throw.
ball.
I mean, Tyler Buchner, like top rated quarterback, decides to change his throwing motion going into Notre Dame and then totally forgets how to throw a football. Now
Yeah,
he's like a holder and signal caller for Notre Dame. They ran a fake field goal with him.
really. I didn't even know he was still there.
Yeah, so what happened? A little lore for you. So he went to Alabama. He got
Yeah, I
the
know that. Yeah,
because Tommy Rees. I mean, I've never understand why Saban hired Tommy Rees. Literally one of the worst. I said it last year. I was like, why are you hiring Tommy Rees? This is a terrible hire. Dude cannot run an offense. Um, he brings Buchner over, and he was always pushing Buchner over Milrow. Like he always wanted Buchner
yeah,
to
because
start.
he started the USF game.
Yeah, so Milrow got benched. He started the USF game, and then obviously didn't go. They damn near lose to USF, and then that was Buchner. After the season, he ended up transferring back to Notre Dame to play lacrosse. So then he was a lacrosse player. Then he walked onto the Notre Dame football team. He wears number 26 now. He does the holds on field goals, and he singles in plays also.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. You went from like the starting quarterback to playing lacrosse.
Don't change your throwing motion. That's what like Mikael Bridges just decided he was gonna change his fucking how he shoots a basketball. Like
Yeah, that is terrible.
he
It's
just
actually broken.
he decided to change his basketball shot years into his professional career and 20 plus years into playing basketball. Let me just change how I shoot a basketball, and then he switched
Well,
it back.
it was kind of broken at Nova, but he like fixed it. And then I don't know if he got hurt or something like Markel Fultz. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Um. Yeah. So I'm actually really interested to see how Navy matches up against another top team in the country because
Yeah, because
we
they
got
could be
some,
a player.
we got some interesting playoff scenarios here. Just off the basis of the American winner is either going to be Navy or Army, and those teams
Yeah,
might be undefeated. So the Navy or Army might get the first round bye.
they
Is what
could. They could. Yeah.
because the BYU champ, I mean the BYU, the Big 12 champ's going to drop a game, and if Army or Navy doesn't drop a game, like, but then I have so they
Yeah,
play
but
their
if it's
conference.
one loss, I feel like they'd put it in, bro.
I don't know though. How are you going to knock a Navy team who has a win over Notre Dame?
Yeah, that's true.
I
I think they
also
both play Notre Dame, right?
I also have a question. Yeah. Army plays Notre Dame 11-23. I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question. Hold on. So they play 12-14.
Yeah. Like Army Navy, are you saying?
Army Navy plays December 14th.
Yeah, they can play in the conference. They only agreed to join the American if when they played it wasn't a conference game. It's just its own game. So they
Yeah, I
could
know,
play in the
but the
conference
conf
championship before and be in the playoff and then play the game.
yeah, in the but all right, this is my question though. Say hypothetically. I'm not saying this is going to happen because both these teams have to play Notre Dame, which is a top 15 team in the country, but let's just say hypothetically both these teams beat Notre Dame. Both these teams are 11-0 and they play in the conference championship game. Okay?
Yeah.
So, are they both in the American?
Yeah, they're both in the same yeah.
Okay, so say they're the two top teams in the American. And they play in the American Championship 12-7.
Yeah.
Are they still play? Like you got, and then they play 12-14 too?
Yeah, they're playing like they only agreed to it if it wasn't a conference game. They wanted it to be its own game.
Yeah, so they can play
Like
twice.
the playoff will be decided before they play that game.
Yeah, okay, then I have another question. So then they do that, all right? And then the playoff committee has to like make a decision on this team who still has one team left on the. Like I am like so confused on like the logistics of this. Did they not think like this could ever happen?
No, I like when you go to Army and you go to Navy, the only game you really care about is Army Navy. So I
Yeah,
don't
I
really
know,
think
but
they cared.
you could end up like playing them twice within 2 weeks. No,
Yeah, I don't think they probably weren't expecting both to go undefeated.
like I'm just like wondering like so these teams are gonna beat the shit out of each other 2 weeks in a row,
Yeah, that would be ass playing in that game. It's just like
back to back weeks. Like holy shit,
yeah.
man! Let's line up and do it all over again. Like
But if you're Navy, they wouldn't do that just because that's the only game they care about. Like if you're
and plus
Navy and you
like the
win, like do you rest your starters?
I mean it's like it's tough because it's just it's a I think it's oh no dude I never
It's just like this year. I mean, what was
because
it?
most likely
Arizona State, not a no, Oregon State, Arizona, or there was. I think it was Utah, Arizona State, or something. Wasn't a conference game.
oh yeah yeah
Some,
it was Arizona Kansas State
yeah. Because they had like a mutual agreement to play a non-conference scheduled already.
yeah I'm not even worried about that I'm worried like I like it not being a conference game like I don't care about that it's the fact of the, like just the logistics of the schedule.
Yeah, I mean they
Okay,
probably didn't think they'd be in the championship.
when's the first round of the playoff? 12-20 something.
Yeah, they just don't get a bye.
So you play. So all right. So you play in your conference championship game. Then you play the week like the null week, and then you play in the playoff.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm looking at the American Conference rankings right now, and they have a very good chance of both those teams being the top of the standings. It's
yeah.
Army, Navy, Tulane are both all undefeated in the conference.
Does Tulane play either one?
So Tulane will play. Uh, what's today's date? The 23rd. So they play at Navy 11-16.
They don't play Army.
No.
It's kind of a raw deal.
I mean, Army's already has six conference games. They've played all conference games besides one. They're 6-0
Yeah.
in conference. Their only non-conference opponent was Lehigh.
But both their like all of their games, like both teams have not been close at all.
I know. I mean, on their schedule they have East Carolina, Air Force, North Texas, Notre Dame, UTSA, and Navy left.
Yeah, that's not like that hard.
And the Navy games in FedEx Field where the Commanders play this year.
It's in Annapolis.
Well, it's not in Annapolis,
It's
but it's
DC,
close.
but Annapolis is right there.
Yeah, it's closer.
Like that's a home game for Navy.
Yeah, but you know how it goes at those games.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into Illinois at Oregon. Oregon gonna beat the brakes off Illinois?
I don't think so. I think Illinois is going to give them a tighter game.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know if I'm sold on this Illinois team.
I'm not like I think they just showed they can play. Like, I mean, they went into Penn State. I mean, Penn State should have beat them by more, but they didn't look terrible. And
I
they
mean,
played back to back weeks, showing they can score. I mean, it was against Purdue, but they put up 50 points.
isn't it weird how like Illinois' attack has been more so through the air
Yeah, they haven't been running as much. Yeah,
than on the ground this year?
yeah. I like them to. I like the plus 21.5. Just keep it close. Like, I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
That's a three. That's a 3:30 or night game.
3:30.
3:30. I mean, I think Illinois can challenge Oregon a little bit, but I don't think they're going to be able to like pull off the upset. I mean,
No, I don't think they're going to upset them, but I think they can keep it within 21.
I mean, if Oregon gets past this, I think it's wraps that they're gonna go 12-0.
Yeah, this is like their really only tough game, right?
Yeah, I mean they go
I
into
feel like they
Michigan.
play somewhere where it could be like,
I mean they're at Michigan next week.
yeah, but they don't even know who their quarterback is, and it's week 8
They might be
or week 9.
holding tryouts.
They play at Wisconsin too, who's kind of turning it on right now.
I mean, I'm interested to see the Wisconsin Penn State game. I could see a little upset action brewing down there in Madison.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about this game. Should we just go into that one, I guess?
Um, I mean, I don't have next. All right, hold on. Let's just go through Missouri, Alabama real quick, because
Uh,
I'd rather finish with Penn State instead of finishing with like a game. Missouri at Alabama. Alabama minus 13.5. Missouri's missing their starter running back. He's gonna be out.
is
Um,
Cook good then? I mean, he came back in.
yeah,
I guess he's fine.
Drakewitz isn't gonna sit Cook or anything like that because he would have
Yeah,
him date
I
his
think
own.
he's pretty banged up. If I'm,
Yeah, but Drinkwitz loves him some Brady Cook. I mean,
I mean, he's Drew Pine as the backup. When he got hurt, I was like, oh, they got like a starter. Like he started before, like he should be serviceable. Yep. I don't know how he's still quarterback in Division 1.
I mean Notre Dame to Arizona State to Mizzou. I
Yeah,
mean, dude, we got career backups in college football nowadays that just bounce around programs and are backups. That's where we're at in
that
college football. Isn't that
I know
crazy?
it's nuts.
Isn't that crazy? We got our who was a good backup in the NFL.
I
We got
mean,
our
Chase Daniel was a backup.
Yeah, we got our Chase Daniels. I mean, Matt Castle played a little bit. I think
Yeah,
that's
Castle. I mean, he came in big. He
yeah,
did start, but
yeah. I mean, we just got career backups now, which is crazy.
Matt Flynn.
I mean, the Lions. I mean, Matt Flynn owns the Lions, or owes the Lions every bit of that contract he got. I mean, that was crazy. 400 and something yards on that defense, and he got paid like he got like 70 M's off that. That's crazy.
I know.
That's crazy. I mean, Brock
He got a
Osweiler.
big payday just because of one game.
Yeah, because he beat up on one of the worst teams in the league. Let's give this man a bag. Jeez, Louise, that's crazy. Uh, um, yeah, I like Alabama bouncing back here.
I
I
do too, but
I'm not
I
taking
can't
them.
take him.
I'm not taking them. I wanted to, but I'm like I don't trust his coaching staff. I saw a tweet. It said Kalen DeBoer already ruined everything that Saban built for all those years.
That's a pretty harsh tweet.
I mean, dude, is there soft? Well,
I
hold on,
know.
hold on. I didn't mean soft. They're just not the same. Like you can tell, like the edge isn't there on the field.
They're not as disciplined, yeah.
Not as disciplined. Like you got, like we mentioned yesterday, you got players doing fadeaway step back threes on QB sneaks.
On fourth down.
Like you got. Let's go back to the Vandy game. You got your defensive captain throwing
Yeah, yeah.
mouthpieces, kicking the ball, throwing a tantrum on the field. Like this is if that shit happened with Saban,
Yeah, I know.
woo,
I want to take him too, but
I would
like
not want to be in that locker room if
I just can't trust him. Like
there's no like it's like oh dude this Alabama team is gonna click right. It's just gonna open it up. But like we said a couple weeks ago, sometimes you just can't turn it on. Like it's just not
yeah.
there. Like you can't just magically snap your fingers one day and you're just gonna put up 60.
It's
And
just
that's
in my mind that first quarter versus Georgia though. Like that's
yeah.
just
And then you have this Mizzou team, who they haven't been able to click all year. It's crazy.
I mean their defense has been playing really good too, which makes me not want to take Alabama.
Yeah. It's. I think Alabama wins, but I think it's gonna be in between that 3 and 8 point range.
Yeah, I don't expect a blowout, honestly.
Yeah. Texas minus 18.5 at Vandy. Is Vandy like all up on their tippies now?
Yeah, they think they're gonna upset them. I think. I really love Texas in this spot. I don't think Vanderbilt's good at all.
I it's gonna be interesting, man. Here comes hold on, here comes the train.
Yeah,
You
I
hear
heard
it?
it. Yeah, that's a loud ass train.
Oh, dude, my bedroom's on the other side, and dude, that thing come like sometimes middle of the night for, and it's not like a cargo train path either. It's like the what's that train service? Not Greyhound. Where are the
I don't
trains?
know.
Where are the train service that like travels all through the U.S.? Like I could get on this train and go to fucking Pittsburgh on the train, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like so, it's like an active train, and sometimes I'll just be like looking at it, and I see like people just like riding in the train. Um, if you're on the back porch and that train comes, like it actually like might blow your eardrums out. Like
Really?
it is brutally loud if you're outside.
Well, that was
Uh,
pretty clear, and through a camera like on the computer.
yeah. Texas. I like Sark in this position. I'm not going to take him though. But after getting like kind of checked and kind of at home, I feel like that's a good get back spot for Sark to really like kind of put his foot down.
Yeah, if Texas is really good, they'll like what everybody thinks. Then
But
they'll blow this team out.
I don't think Texas is that good. And
I don't think they're that good, but I think they're good.
I'm gonna
Like,
go back to something, man. I'm gonna go back to something. Just give me a second while I go back to something.
I also just don't think Vandy's really good either, and they're just like kind of hanging on that Alabama win.
I mean, yeah, Ball State had them tied in the fourth quarter before they kind of pulled and won that
Yeah, I
game.
mean they lost to Georgia State.
Yep, they did lose to Georgia State also. But I look at this Texas squad, man. 35-13 against Mississippi State. I mean, 51-3 against UL Monroe. 56-7 UTSA. 31-12 Michigan. 52 like what is this schedule, man?
Yeah, I know they kind of looked out at the beginning of the year. You're probably like, oh, they go to Michigan like early in the year, but they turned out to be a complete dud of a
Bro,
team.
literally, what is the schedule? Why the hell was Oklahoma the 18th ranked team in the country whenever they played?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. How is I don't know.
Oklahoma can't score a touchdown. It wouldn't surprise me if they don't score a touchdown the rest of the year. Like they literally cannot score a touchdown. And 2 straight weeks they have not scored a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't see them scoring one anytime soon.
They're at Ole Miss. I mean, the next touchdown I see is against Maine. Against
Maybe.
Maine. And then they might not score for the rest of the year. At Missouri. First Alabama. At LSU. This team.
Yeah, they're terrible.
This team in their final 6 games is going to score less than 100 points.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. In their last 8 games, they're going to score less than 100 points.
Yeah, I mean, I
their
could
last
say their
two
last
games,
6, they might not score 60.
their last 2 games, they have 12 points combined. The only thing that's going to skew that a little bit is the Maine, and they might put up 20 points.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that would skew it is just like the garbage time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Texas is what people thought, and
No, but I think they're good, but
their offense looked lost
yeah,
against the Georgia team that was just showing them different looks and stuff. I mean, if Texas went up against the Ohio State that went up against Oregon, then yeah, they could do some damage because Ohio State's going to sit in their base defense. They're not going to show anything exotic, not going to show anything different. They're going to show that they're only sending 4 people on the defensive line. Linebackers are going to drop back, and that's what they're going to show. Because that's what Ohio State does. They don't want to show anything exotic for any other reason. They just want to sit in a base defense that I can run on NCAA football 25. That's what they do, and I'm looking forward to hopefully that changes, and hopefully we get something different, and hopefully when it's 3rd and 8, they don't drop their 2 defensive ends. Like that's the most asinine shit I've ever seen.
Somehow we're talking about Texas when we got onto you shitting on Jim Knowles again.
I was just saying, like, Texas against like a defensive team that's not going to like show anything like exotic like Georgia was showing.
Yeah, I
Then
also think that was their welcome to the SEC moment.
I mean, dude, the pictures that were created during that game were great. The guy in the crowd,
Yeah.
Arch and Quinn on the bench, like that is great. That was
Yeah,
great content.
I do think that Texas blows them out though. Vanderbilt is not good.
Dude, what if they take the goalpost down again and they jump it in the river again? What if they
Then
do that?
and then Texas is out of the playoff.
Dude, I'd love for all the big brands besides like OSU to be out of the playoffs. That'd be great.
Yeah, because that could happen.
Dude, I mean, it's
All
not
the big brands. What are you talking? Like LSU? Are they a big brand?
I'm saying like Alabama,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Texas.
Clemson. Those.
I mean, Clemson's gonna be in. I mean, I don't know. Clemson might when they go to Acrisure.
It's just gonna be weird how they judge these teams that play in the conference championship.
Yeah, I know. Like, are they like okay?
Like if Miami and Clemson both have one loss in their conference championship, does the loser like get punished and you put another 11-1 team? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It's weird because it's like almost like you should be locking up those two spots. Like
Yeah.
the because I don't think you should be like punished for like losing that game here. Say.
And it's absolutely like gonna happen in the SEC championship where like a two-loss team is gonna get in, and if they lose a third, then another two-loss team like could jump them.
The problem is like all these 11-1 teams that could come from the Big Ten.
Yeah, I know. Like what? There's a world where Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State all only have one loss.
Illinois too.
Yeah,
If they beat Oregon, there's a good chance that
that's
they
what I
finish.
meant. Yeah.
You know. And then what? Like how many Big Ten teams was that? 6 that you just said?
4, 5.
5? I
Yeah.
mean, like 11-1 in the Big Ten. You're saying they're not one of the top 12 teams in the country?
Yeah, I know. I don't know how you judge it.
The thing is, all right, I'm gonna go out on a whim. This is what I'm gonna say. The SEC and the Big Ten need to get this SEC Big Ten Challenge finalized for next year, or
You
whenever.
think it's gonna happen?
You have to. You gotta like. You gotta. I think you have to.
But how's that gonna work? I thought you said they wanted 8 teams
Well,
in the
I'm not.
playoff.
I'm not saying with the automatic bids. I'm just saying like how in basketball, like
Yeah.
screw the automatic bids thing, screw that. Let's just have an SEC Big Ten challenge, like, and the
So
non-conference.
it eliminates all the he's 11-1, 10-2. Like,
Yeah, and then ACC and Big 12. Let's do an ACC Big 12 challenge. I know
yeah,
that
like
ACC's
screw
kind
the
of already.
cupcakes. It's not doing anything.
Yeah, because you're just gonna get a bunch of teams that are 11-1.
Yeah,
Who
it's
lose
easier.
the
Like
who lose
if you
the
have
one
3
big game?
losses.
Yeah, who lose the one big game on their schedule, but guess what? They're still 11-1. And
Yeah,
then soon we're gonna have like 14, 15 teams that are 11-1.
I mean you could say that about Penn State if they lose to Ohio State. They lost the only good game they played.
Yeah, but they beat Illinois, who could also be 11-1.
Yeah, I know.
And they went on the road to Wisconsin. And then it's
I
like
mean, yeah,
it's I don't know.
it's
Dude.
pulling teeth really. Like it's not like
Is 12-team playoff not enough? Are we gonna have to go to 16?
16.
Like I don't want to do it, man. I don't want to do it.
You know what's gonna happen in all this is people are gonna start bitching about the group of 5 being in because
Yeah,
they're taking up a spot.
Yeah, but this is what you guys cried for, the group of 5 and everyone getting a chance. Like that, it's like shut the fuck up. This is what you guys wanted. And if 12's not enough, 16's not going to be enough, and then 18's not going to be enough, and then soon they're going to be playing March Madness 64 teams, and we're only going to be playing an 8-game regular season because we got to play 20 playoff games to make everyone fucking happy. So that's what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, I think by the end of the year it'll work itself out though. I mean,
That's what
there's
we're
going to be
saying, but
snubs.
like a lot of these teams that don't play
There's going to be
anymore.
snubs. There's snubs in every type of format there is. There's
I
snubs
know.
in March Madness. There's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm worried about where like I really got to see this first ranking of the
I know it
12.
really will tell a lot.
I really got to see it, but like we've seen such change from the first week to the last week. Like think about it, Mississippi
Oh
State
yeah,
was number 1. Like there's Ohio State in the first playoff rankings that they won, they were ranked like 14th,
yeah.
and they climbed their way all the way up.
I mean,
So,
it's gonna be fine. I feel like.
but it's I don't know, it's weirder because I feel like we're running out of time a little bit. There's only a month left in the season.
Yeah, but like all the big games are coming up.
I wish the playoff rankings. I wish they didn't do it the first week of November. I wish it was like November 29th.
I thought they like do it. They don't do it every week. Yeah, they do it every week.
They do it every week for the rest of the season after the
Yeah.
first
So
week.
why do you care if it does it earlier?
Because I'm anxious and I just want to see it.
You want them to do it now? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, because I just want to see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But Florida State at Miami. Florida State sitting at 1-6. They had a Florida State fan do a reverse jinx, and he actually ate dog shit.
They did. He did eat it.
Nope, not the original guy. There was a guy who's trying to reverse the curse of the dog shit. So he said that he's going to take one for the team, and
I didn't even see that.
he said if they lost to Duke, he would do it to try and reverse the thing. So
Oh, dude, that's so disgusting.
I guess we're gonna see. What if Florida State comes out and beats Miami?
No. I love Miami here. I mean,
I like
Florida
Miami.
State can't. Florida State can't move the ball. And
Which
Miami
is
could put up 100.
it's crazy that they. What you know? What's crazy? You know what? Florida State could have had Cam Ward.
Yeah, and so could
Cam
Ohio
Ward
State.
wanted. Cam Ward wanted Florida. No, but Cam Ward wanted to go to Florida State first.
Oh, really?
He was waiting, but they were waiting on the DJU stuff.
I don't understand that.
And then once DJU committed to Florida State, that's when Cam Ward declared for the NFL draft as a
Yeah, then
as
yeah,
a
yeah,
negotiating thing, and then he ended up at Miami.
yeah. It's crazy, like that he ended up in. I mean, Miami's still like Miami, but a lot of those teams, like I don't know, like the better teams that were going after transfer, like quarterbacks, like Notre Dame, like why would Riley Leonard over trying to get Cam Ward or something like that?
All right, I'm really interested if Notre Dame's gonna go to the portal again for his starting quarterback.
Like, why don't you just try and find a recruit? Like, I don't know.
Well, so Pitt had a 4-star quarterback committed to them for a long time. He ended up flipping to Notre Dame, and he hasn't touched the fucking field.
How old is he?
He's like he was a redshirt freshman either last year or a true freshman last year, and he's either a redshirt freshman or a redshirt sophomore this year.
Maybe he will play next year.
Or maybe he's just not as good as he thought.
Yeah.
I mean, if Notre Dame goes back to the portal again after, like, why if you're a high school quarterback, why are you going to go to Notre Dame?
Yeah, I know, because you're never gonna play.
Like, I feel like teams who, like, invest, like, in the portal, like,
I
why,
think that's the one position where you can't just go to the portal.
yeah, like, if I'm a high school quarterback, I'm not going to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
If someone in the portal is just going to come in and get the job,
Yeah, some average Joe.
yeah, it's like, who's it going to be next year? They're going to have, oh my God.
They're gonna have Sluka.
Sluka's going to be Notre Dame's quarterback next year. Holy shit. That's crazy.
No, he's going to Pitt once Holstein transfers to Notre Dame.
I hope not. Dude, holy shit. Sluka's going to be... Dude, imagine if Sluka actually goes to Notre Dame.
I mean, that would be their biggest mistake yet.
That'd be crazy. Let's get into SMU minus 11.5 at Duke. I mean, SMU's firing right now, dude. What I said
Yeah.
in the preseason, they're playing like what I said in the preseason, but all it took was They were running a 2 quarterback system. Guess what? They stopped doing it. They went with Jennings, and now
Yeah.
Jennings is like, dude, he's electric back there. I'm really whenever Pitt matches up with SMU next week, he's gonna he's gonna
Torch the defense.
just because he's high. He's one of the highest rated quarterbacks in college against the blitz. He's got dangerous legs. But he's like when he's outside the pocket, it's not like he's just gonna run. Like he's looking downfield.
Yeah, yeah.
He's dangerous, man.
Yeah, and it's against a Duke team who I really don't think is very good either. I love SMU.
Yeah, I like this as well. Like I mentioned, and yeah, I if this game was like noon, maybe like
You'd fill up better, are you saying?
if it was noon, I'd say I'd go.
Oh. Yeah.
I just can't miss LSU at A&M.
Yeah.
It's a tough spot. LSU at A&M, Newsheimer versus Wegman.
I feel like they're two very even teams.
The problem is why why did LSU and A&M have to drop one early in the season?
Yeah, I know.
It'd be totally different, man. And the team that LSU lost to wasn't that good, man.
Neither was Texas A&M, really. I mean,
Yeah.
Notre Dame has been winning, but
Yeah, they're like both teams should be sitting here undefeated, and this game wouldn't mean as much. But sitting here with one loss, like it's gonna be.
it's still like they could drop this and still be in the SEC championship.
Yeah, I know, but all right, they're gonna match up against Georgia in the SEC championship game and lose.
Yeah. But then if they do that, they have 3 losses. Do you put in a 2-loss, say Ole Miss or something? You know, like I don't know.
It's like how are you gonna put another SEC team above the 2 teams in the conference championship?
Yeah, because there's no sides anymore. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just weird because so you're gonna punish this team for losing a game, and then this team wasn't good enough to reach the conference championship, so you're gonna put them ahead of the team who lost in the conference championship, and now they have 3 losses, but they played in the conference championship, and really they would have only had 2 losses if they didn't play. It's like.
It doesn't make any sense.
What are we doing here? I mean, shit. Maybe we get rid of conference championship games.
I don't know. Pick an extra week.
Maybe we only have regular season champs. Oh, and then you have 20 teams with the same record. It's like, I just don't know, man.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
I just don't know. And
I feel like that's a fun in it, though.
Yeah, it's just like, what are you gaining from the conference? Like, obviously it's not going to happen anytime soon because Michigan's dog water, all right? But, like, say in a world where Michigan and Ohio State play week 12, then they play conference championship the week after, like, kind of nullifies it.
Yeah, but if you... Depends.
Like, it's never going to happen anytime soon. Like, this team, Michigan's team might win 2 games next year. Like, I swear to God, they might win 2 games next year.
Yeah, it just depends how good the rest of the conference is.
But, all right, why not switch Ohio State Michigan week 1?
Put it week 1?
Week 1 opening week.
Because it's a tradition, man. They got to play on Thanksgiving weekend.
The tradition is done in college football. Tradition's whopped.
Yeah, I mean,
no?
I don't know why they can't just play it as a regular game in like week 4 or 5 or something like that.
Play it week 1.
Why week 1? That's terrible.
Week 1, opening week, like on the like.
Who wants to watch week 1 Ohio State Michigan?
What do you mean?
I'd rather watch it later in the year when they're both clicking.
Michigan ain't gonna be clicking for a while.
Okay, then they just suck in general.
All right. Well, like I agree. Like you can't throw out the tradition of it being the last game, but like I'm just trying to throw out solutions here.
Yeah, I mean that you're gonna fall into that problem. Like this isn't gonna be the first time it happens.
Yeah.
Teams play a good team at the end of the year.
Well, I'm not saying good. I'm saying like a team. Like we're gonna see it this year. Army's gonna play in the conference championship.
Well, that's even weirder.
and then they're going to
That's
play a week
that's
after in December, and then the week after they're going to
that's
play in the playoff. Like that's
that's just all they care. But they could still win the conference and not get in.
well, yeah, because UNLV's going to have something to say about it.
It's just gonna be weird how they judge the group of five too.
Yeah, let's get into Penn State at Wisconsin. Talk to me about the game.
This game kind of makes me nervous, but I feel a little better that they're coming off a bye. I feel like this is a game that Nick Singleton and Katron Allen just take over. They need to get a lead. Like you can't start off slow in this game and let them run the ball. You got to make
It's gonna
them
be
pass.
it's gonna be a one possession game at half. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, they got to start fast for once. Like you can't let Wisconsin get some momentum at home, being in the game, still running the ball.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Make them pin their ears back and pass, and you can just rush the quarterback.
I want to take Penn State in this spot, man, but I just can't do it.
I'm still taking them. I take them every week, but
I could see I could see a world where they blow the doors off Whisk.
no, I can't do. Like you just gotta make them pass so you can pin your ears back and rush the passer. Rush the
I don't know
passer, make
though.
them
It's a
force a
weird
mistake.
spot. It's like a kind of look ahead game, look ahead week.
Yeah, but I don't think you can look ahead after a bye. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, but all right. I got a question. In that bye week, you think that they're using that extra week to prep for Wisconsin, or they're using that extra week to watch more film on OSU?
The coaches are watching OSU, but
Yeah.
the players are prepping for Wisconsin.
Yeah, but the coaching staff's definitely watching OSU film.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they're probably watching both, just staying there all night. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean that's the coach lifestyle. I mean they'd be watching film on those teams
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
off season, all year round. But in that extra week, I think they're definitely gearing up for OSU a little bit.
Yeah, I mean Wisconsin is clicking now too. Since the new quarterback came in versus Bama, they're a totally different team.
Yeah, but all right, I'll be honest. I haven't really watched Wisconsin like that. And what terms are they like? What defines clicking in Wisconsin?
Like they're scoring 40 points.
23-3 against Northwestern, 42-7 against Rutgers, 52-6 against Purdue, 38-21 USC. All right, let's just take a look at the stat line.
I mean, they're running the ball. Like
14 of 24, 160, 1 TD. I mean, let's see.
that's what I'm saying. You gotta get it. You can't come out slow and let them just be able to run the ball the whole game.
So Tawi Walker,
Walker.
23 carries, 126. Dupree, 11 carries, 40 yards. Locke, 5 for 12. Dude, that's kind of messed up that they ain't giving Yak as many carries since he's fumbled.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got.
He had a touchdown last week.
According to this, he's never fumbled.
Just against Bama.
I know, but according to this, he's never fumbled.
No. He scored it 2 weeks in a row, I think.
Yeah. Little goal line back. speed to the outside.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm interested in this game a little bit, obviously.
It could be like a really good game.
Yeah. All right. You have any other remarks?
I mean, I think our secondary is gonna have 2 picks, and we're gonna run the ball.
Yeah.
Be able to run the ball effectively and just kind of control the game.
All right. Well, let's get into some gambling. I'm sitting 37-22, and boy, oh boy, do I have a card for you this week. Starting tomorrow night, Pitt. Ooh, God damn it. Pitt minus 6.5 versus Syracuse. Kind of talked about it a little bit. I think this is a major get-back game after being embarrassed last year by losing to a team that couldn't even throw the ball. I got Pitt here in a good spot. UNLV moneyline plus 138 as a proud Rebel graduate alum from their online university. I will always ride the Rebels. I think they have more ways to win than Boise State, and I think that they get it done in Viva Las Vegas. Indiana -6.5 versus Washington. Work being out doesn't matter. Signetti means business all the time. I will ride this guy. Oh, pause. I will pause. I will. I'll ride with Indiana here, and I'll ride with Signetti, and I think they get it done big here with game day coming to town. I think they should be focused. Hopefully, they don't lose focus and get caught slipping, or else their season could be done within a snap of a finger. As Signetti said, he didn't come here to be anything but the best. So, LSU money line +114 against A&M. I mean, I think this is my third or fourth time betting on LSU, and I'm just gonna keep on doing it. Newsheimer can really sling it. They got weapons on the outside. They got that middle linebacker who's been flying around. I forget his name. It might be Wheels or something like that.
Their defense is playing a lot better since South Carolina.
Yep. And then I just added SMU -11.5. I love Jennings. I was high on this SMU team preseason, and they're really showing me that they deserved all that praise in the preseason.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
What do you mean that's it? That's 1, 2. That's 5 games.
No, you've had 8 games every week.
Yeah, but I picked my spots this week in games I really like.
Yeah, I actually like
because I really wanted to add BYU money line, but I talked myself out of it.
I actually really like the board a lot this week. More like I don't feel like in between you know what I mean?
Yeah.
SMU -11.5. I got. Well, we already talked about that. Penn State -6.5. I really do think Nick Singleton's gonna have a game. They're kind of just gonna break this game open. Ole Miss -20.5. They're playing against Oklahoma. I don't know how they don't beat them by more than 20. They can't even score. And the Ole Miss coming off a bye. Their last game was against the LSU game. I feel like that's just a get back. Texas A&M -2.5. I'm taking Texas A&M. I feel like LSU and A&M are pretty even, so I'm just rolling with the home team. Miami -20.5. Florida State. I mean, they can't move the ball at all, and Miami can put up 50. Illinois +21.5. I really do think Illinois is going to keep it within the number the entire game. Have a couple good scoring drives where they just burn clock. Texas -18.5 against Vandy. I just think I think they're going to blow Vandy out. Vandy is not very good.
Don't even say the last one. Save yourself.
And then West Virginia money line. For the third week in a row against Arizona. I just feel like this is a game they win. They're going to start winning now. Watch and just buy another year of Neil Brown.
Oh, buy another year of Neil Brown. I heard Saban's coming to town. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Saban and Jimbo.
I heard they're building quite a staff out there on the cheap because all these ex-coaches love West Virginia, that they're just going to take West Virginia friendly deals,
Yeah.
and they're not gonna get their high paying salary, because West Virginia is going to be broke once they have to pay out to Neil buyout. So that's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm honestly interested if Neil buys himself another year.
Yeah, I feel like he's gone either way, kind of. But
I feel like he's back next year. I guarantee.
Really, just because the buyout's too high?
I guarantee you he's back next year.
Yeah, he very well could, just because if they win, finish the season well, they're going to keep him.
It's not even that. I went down their new AD, Leslie's, track record, and he doesn't fire coaches.
Really? Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting because their next 4 games or 5 games are really like winnable. Like they're not tough games.
It's just crazy to me that this guy's gonna skate by again and have another year on the job after he's proven I don't think he's the guy for the job.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
But
Ren Baker's their DC. Leslie's their DC.
that's what I was saying. Like Leslie, I don't think that's it.
Sorry guys, Leslie's their DC. Ren Baker's their new AD or whatever.
He likes
So
to spend money though, so
who?
Baker.
What do you mean?
Like he's been spending a lot of money in the basketball team, and I think now he's starting to spend a lot in the football team too.
Yeah, but they had like think about their big transfers this year. It was those DBs. It was the DB from
Yeah,
Northwestern.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean he's paying him though.
Yeah, but supposedly they only raised $5 million this year. Their collective.
Really?
That's what the spreadsheet said. I don't know how accurate it is, but hey, McAfee just pledged $1 million.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll I'll have to get in contact with Pitt's NIL Alliance.
Yeah, take out a loan.
All right, guys. I guess if you want Genty to come back for one more year and transfer to Pitt, I guess. Bro, is Rita senior?
I think so.
Is he a senior?
I believe so, but I could be wrong.
Class junior.
He's a junior.
Ooh.
I can't believe he's staying healthy though.
Well, they held him out of the Youngstown State game.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we've had like 2 buys, so he's really had like 3 weeks off, really. Dude, bro. I am telling, bro. You might have to put in a Heisman ticket for Reed next year.
That's crazy.
I mean, Holstein
Holstein?
for next year.
Yeah, okay.
This team's gonna cause some issues next year. I'm telling you.
We'll see if they all stay together.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. I mean, I'm really interested in this Clemson game. Little look ahead to Clemson. I think Pitt's gonna have to score 50 points.
Yeah, because their defense is going to go up 60.
I keep on saying that about their defense, but
Yeah, they haven't been that bad.
I mean, it's just like bend don't break type. I mean, 24 against Kent State, but really the offense, really that was 14 points. The special teams and offense surrendered, so really that was only 10 to Kent.
Yeah.
27 against Cincinnati wasn't pretty because Cincinnati.
The real
rushed.
bad game was just West Virginia.
Yeah, but West Virginia they won.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying like. I'm just saying that was their bad game.
I know. I mean, dude, the schedule, man. The schedule's scary. They might finish 6-6.
Who?
Pitt,
Good.
Syracuse, SMU, Virginia, Clemson, Louisville, Boston. Oh man. All right, guys. You got anything you want to wrap?
No.
All right, guys. That's gonna wrap us up here from your favorite show without an outro. Peace. See you next week. Catch us on YouTube and Spotify at Ball Sticks and Fist.